Hi, everybody. It's Trish back for Queen Beaters, for Queen Beads this week. Amber is not with us because, as most of you know, she had a surgery. So she is at home recovering from that. Um, she can certainly still use your prayers and uplifting for sure. As you can see, I have a little white butt back there, a big white butt. She's in here with me. If she starts barking, I will put her out, but nobody else is home, so I hate to leave her out and about without anyone, and she'll come in and out. But other than that, yes, I'm live, Terry. Here we are. So other than that, we have decided to, this is some exciting news, a little sooner than I thought, but we decided to go ahead and get a puppy because I am absolutely lost without my girl. So we just decided, hey, perfect. We love four-legged friends. So thank you, Terry. No barking. So anyway, we are getting a puppy. So like I said, a little sooner than I thought, but I am looking forward to, we are both looking forward to it, to have a little bit of life in the house. So yes, she does have opinions, Terry, most definitely. And she'll, in another week or two, she'll have even more opinions when we have you're going to go. No bark. The new puppy, and she's fighting with that. So I don't know, hopefully not fighting, but dealing with that. So yeah, so I'll show you a picture, guys, because we were kind of pretty excited. Did you pick a pup out yet? Yes, we did. She's going to be here the week of the 12th, and she's coming from Tennessee. So this is her picture. You can't see it really good on here, but she is what you call a party poodle. It's a standard poodle, but the coloring of her is black and white. Okay, so let me get my other pictures here. So she is black and white. She is an absolute doll baby. What happened to my pictures here? Here we go. She is an absolute doll baby, and looking forward to seeing her in person. But here's a little side view of her. Like I said, it's hard to see, but she's what they call a party standard poodle. So I am so excited. Like I said, I've been really, really lonely without my girl, and I need somebody to to keep me company. So, and there's another face. You can just see her head pretty much with all these lights, but you'll get to see her live whenever I do get her. So let's see who's here joining us today. Of course, we have Miss Terry here. And Melissa Jewelry Art is here. Sandy's here. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Is she your first party? It will be interesting. Now I have a solid color. She is. And I can tell you, yes, somebody to cuddle, Sandy, for sure. She's my first party, but we have had standard poodles for 25 years. And all of those 25 years, I've wanted a party poodle. So this is kind of a big day for me. So I finally got the one that the colors that I've been wanting. So it just happened that we ended up getting the solid colors before Kaylee was a blue and Arwen's white. So as you can see, so yeah, fun stuff. So today, guys, we're going to make a macrame bracelet. I don't do a lot of macrame, but I do like to do it every now and then. Her middle name should be Domino. Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you, my husband's been walking around calling her, which will not be her name. He's been calling her Splotchy. Like, no. She's going to have a nice, girly diva name. That's how this is going to go. So, Splotchy Domino. There we go. So anyway, guys, back to jewelry making here. So we're going to make this macrame bracelet. As you can see the picture that I put up for the live. This, I used some turquoise. This was actually crochet, or not crochet, cross stitch thread that I used on this one. I'll be using hemp on the one we're making today, but this is actually a good use. Like if you have cross stitching thread around in different colors, you can bunch it up and just use it and, you know, make yourself a little macrame bracelet. You know, Terry says you could call her Rory for Rorschach ink blot test. My brother already sent me that. He said you should call her Rorschach. Like, no. My girls, Arwen, as you can tell, it's a very unique name, and I'm kind of weird about that. I like to make sure and have very unique girl names, because this one's going to be a frou-frou dog. This girl back here is a tomboy. She was supposed to be my frou-frou dog. So this one's going to have pink bows and pink collars and pink necklaces, just everything you can imagine. So I'm gonna, as you can see, my camera's in a different position this week, guys, because we're doing like a lengthwise demonstration. So I kind of have it at the side, so hopefully that works okay for everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my camera around and try not to have too weird of a look on my face when I do that. It will pause for a few moments. So I am still here, guys. We're just waiting for that camera to turn around. Just take a moment. So I hope everyone is doing well and had a great week this week. I am having a good week myself. Just had some really beautiful weather here in Pennsylvania. It's been quite warm. Let me make sure this is straight for you guys, because I don't want us to have a crooked demo. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I have the, let me turn our lights down so you can see better. I have the Beading tying station that I'm going to be using today. If you do not have a tying station, that does not mean that you can't do this project. You can certainly tie your project to a heavy item and do it no problem. You could put it across like a board if you had a some kind of board that you could use. You could use a clipboard. Even I've seen people do that. So options. But I do love the tying station too. Yes, Sandy, that is definitely for sure. I love the tying station as well. It's so convenient. It works so well for so many projects. So what I've done, guys, I'm going to use some large hole beads, large hole pearls, as I said. Those are very pretty pearls. I just love them. And then you're going to need your hemp, that word, and a button. So you can choose a button that you think you would like to go with your project. Okay, let me just get these lights in here a little closer. No barking or you're out, kid. Okay, so what I've done, I've taken, and I always do more than I could ever need on wire and on hemp. This is 3 30-inch pieces of hemp. We're not going to need near that, but I want to make sure that I have enough to make my ends the way I want them and everything like that without trying to fight with, you know, a tiny bit of hemp. So all I'm doing is I took all 3 strands and I'm kind of making a little knot, a loose knot. Okay. And I'm going to take all 3 of those strands, so we can get that in there, and put that over top of my screw up at the top. Then I'm going to take this little one that is kind of squishy, for like it has the foam on it, and we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to tighten this down. Okay, let's tighten that down so it's good and snug on there and we won't have any problems. Okay, so that's good. I can feel by tugging on that everything's nice and secure. So we're going to take the left one and set that to the side, and we're going to take the right one and set that to the side. Okay, my mic. I'm sure that was pearls. And get these strung on. Let's see, I used 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pearls on this one. So we should be good with that. And what we're going to do, we're going to take this hemp, and that's why I'm using large hole pearls. And this is the 0.5 hemp. You could also use the 1 millimeter. My holes are big enough here, I could have got away with that, but I'm just going to use the 0.5 today. And we're just going to take that and we're going to string on our 10 pearls. Okay. Okay. All right, there's 7, 8. And guys, if you can give me a thumbs up and a share, that is always appreciated. Okay, there's 9 and 10. Let's just double check before we get going, right? All right, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, so we have our pearls on. So I'm going to take the other end of my tying station and unscrew that. Okay. And I'm going to kind of do the same thing here. I'm going to wrap this around a few times and then give it a loose tie. Okay, just this one strand. And I want it to be nice and snug. So as I'm tying this off, I want to keep the pressure on the string to keep this up as far as I can. So it'll be a little easier to work with. So as I'm pulling, I'm leaving my finger in there and just keeping the tension on that. Okay. Well, it's still sagging, but I think it'll be just fine. It's just these pearls are so much heavier than the 0.5. So if you used a thicker, you'd probably have a little better luck with it. But I'm going to try to do this too, just to kind of get it snug there. Put that down there on that. I don't know why it's fighting me here, but all right, let's try this one. There we go. Let's get this back down here. That'll be helpful. That's why it's kind of loose, huh? Scooching it around. That'll do it every time. And that is one nice thing. It is adjustable, guys. If you want it to be, if you do need this to be shortened to make something, you can certainly do that if you're making earrings or something like that. Okay. Are the pearls 8 millimeter? If you give me 1 second, I can measure them because I don't remember. I'm going to grab a caliper and we'll measure them, honey. Okay, so these pearls are actually 12 millimeter by 10. So they're 10 by 12. They're actually pretty big. So yeah, they're pretty big. I'm sure 8 millimeter would work for you though. All right. So I have my buttons. I'm going to put those up to the side, and the rest of my pearls we're going to put there. So what I start by doing is I create an end on my piece. What I mean by that is we're going to create a section like this is here. And you can see on this one, I put leather ends on it and then a clasp. This one we're going to do a button. But you want to create, a run of so many, maybe 4 macrame ties. These are your square knots. So we're going to do 4 of those on the end before we start incorporating our beads. Okay. So we'll start. I always start on the left because it seems like that I can manage keeping track of things more if I do that. So if you've never macrameed before, what you want to start out is by taking your left strand and crossing that over the top of your middle strand, and taking your right strand and making a number 4 or a backwards P, however you're going to look at this, okay? And then you're going to take that right strand and push it underneath the middle, and then grab it with your left hand and pull it up through the middle of that P on the other side, okay? Just like so. So that's one side of our square knot. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. You're welcome, Sandy, no problem. We're going to make the P, then we're going to go over top of the end of that with our left side this time and put it underneath the middle and up through the center of the P. Okay. Hi, Melanie. Hi, honey. Welcome in. Okay. And then we're going to go back to the left. We're going to do the same thing. Make our number 4 or P, whatever you want to call it, go over top of the strand on the right there, go underneath the center strand and up through the middle of the left strand. I'm hoping that's making sense, guys. And then again on the right, we have to, because we only did one side. When we did that left one, we still have to complete the square knot by doing the other side. So, and when I say you're doing this side or that side, that means that you're making the number 4 on that side. So we did the number 4 on the left. So now we're doing the number 4 on the right. Okay. So then we're going to take our left strand and go over top the end of the right strand, underneath the middle strand, and up through the number 4. Okay. Through the center of that. And there we go. So we have a run of 2 complete square knots here on the end. Okay. If you want more, do more. You want less, do less. But that's a good stepping off point for me, I think. So I'm going to scooch one of our pearls up, and that's why we have to put our pearls on first, because you want to be able to slide them up on your strand. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to square knot around the pearls. Okay. So what I did is I did 2 complete square knots on the end and 1 square knot in between each. Okay. I believe that's what I did. Yes. So we'll start on the left again and over, under, and through, and make sure whenever you're putting your pearl in there that you have the hemp around it where you want. So I'm just going to give it a nice little squeeze there, not too hard. And then I'm going to do my right side. Number 4, over, under, and through. Okay, so now that pearl is nicely snug in between those strands, okay, by locking that in. We're going to slide another pearl up, and we're going to, let me make sure I have that the way I want it. Yes. Okay. I like the thinner end to be pointing up. I just think it looks better that way. There we go. So we'll put the second one up, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a number 4, over, under, through. Does this make sense to everybody? Is this making sense? Same thing on this side, over, under, through. This is actually, when you get the hang of the process, it's actually a very easy, quick project that you can make that really makes an impression, because it looks like you've spent quite a bit of time on it, you know. And I find macrame very relaxing, just like I do with my looming. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Let me make sure I started on the right side there, because I'm getting distracted as usual. All right, so we're going to do the left first. And over. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic. Over, under, through. Hi, Miss Amber. Yes, Melissa says that's making sense. Thank you, Melissa. Miss Amber is in the chat, guys. Make sure to say hello to her. Okay. And we're going to slide another one. And you wouldn't even need this many beads if you're going to put more of a length of square knots. Excuse me, guys. I'm getting over COVID, so so we're going over, under, through. Okay. If you can just remember that, you should have no problems figuring out macrame. Okay. And I'm just making sure before I kind of tighten this down, I have my pearl where I want it. And then we're going to do the right side. Over, under, and through. Okay. Get that so it's still in the picture for you. And we're just going to continue. Yeah, Amber, I didn't go into detail about the last, but I guess you did post that on Facebook, so I guess I could have, but I figured I'd let that up to you if you wanted to say anything. So, all right, we're back on the left, over, under, through. And then the right side. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know. Oops. We're good there. Run. I believe so anyway. Let me look at this. Yes, we're good. Okay, next pearl. Tying that up. And you can see how quick it goes once you get the hang of it. I do want to take just a moment here and share out on Facebook quickly. I should have done that sooner, but we got it. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do our right side. Over, under, and through. And we're getting there. We may only need 9 strands, or excuse me, 9 pearls this time. I'm kind of going with the measurements here. So yeah, we should be good with just the 9 if we're going to do a button closure on it. Or maybe we'll do the 10 just to make sure. That's what I did last time. So there's only one more left on there, so we might as well do it. Okay. And then one more. Okay. And then on the right. Okay, so we have our 2. So this is our end. So we're going to do 2 more because that's what we have on this end. Okay, so we're just going to do one more run. And guys, you can see how much string I have left, even with 30 inches. So it was a little overkill, not too bad, but that's what I do. 30 inches of each, and then you don't have to worry about not having enough. Okay, so there's our finish on the end, just like we did here. And we did 2 runs here, 2 runs there. Now we can take this off of the loom and do a button, make a buttonhole and put our button on. Like I said, guys, super quick and easy one this week, but I love the simplicity of macrame because you can, getting this out of here may take us an extra 20 minutes, but because you can make such beautiful things in a quick amount of time if they're simple projects like this is. I like this project, and you could have fun using different colored pearls or cord. Yes, thank you, Terry. That is a great suggestion. Okay, so let's take it off of the... I kind of, myself, and it's how my house is, I kind of like elegant, but I like primitive too. So I kind of have a mix of primitive and elegant in my house. So that's the kind of jewelry that I like as well. So let me get this off of here. Let me put our ends on because we're going to fall apart at the seams if I don't. And that way I don't have to worry about losing anything either. Did some macrame on a focal my husband bought, Terry says. I have to admit, I did not. Dye tutorials are so helpful. I did not dye. Oh, tutorials are so helpful. Okay. Well, that's good. We don't want you to go to anywhere, honey. We'd like to keep you, Terry. All right. So let's get another wing nut on here. Okay, now we'll set this over to the side, ready for next time. So I made this loop here, so I'm going to take this loop off of here. Yes, that Sandy has a good suggestion, guys. And she says you can also make a spiral by only knotting on the one side. So it really is versatile on the things that you can do. Terry says, I think all things are terrifying until you try them and get through it. Yeah. You know, though, I was brought up that you try it. What's it going to hurt to try it? That's always my battle cry, if that's what you call it. But so I'm going to put a little knot on the end here with the 3 of my strands before I attach my button, just to kind of keep everything together. Right. Just going to kind of shrink this down as small and as close as I can get it to my macrame. And sometimes you have to loosen it up and play with it a little bit to kind of get it in the position you want it. But you can work it down like so. Okay, I don't want to cover up our beautiful macrame. I just want to make sure we have a secure ending there. Okay, so I did put a knot, just like so. I will trade you 100%. I was brought up that most everything I tried was not satisfactory, made trying again hard. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I would not trade, of course. It made me who I am, even with the hiccups and glitches. That's exactly right. You're a beautiful person and don't change. Don't need change. Need to change. Then I'm going to go on the other side, guys, and I'm going to tie another knot on that end. Again, trying to make it as small and as close and compact that I can get it so it doesn't look out of place on our piece. Okay, so there we go. Do another knot on that end. So now we need to make our put our button on and make our buttonhole. So we're going to put our button on this end, and it looks like I'm probably only going to get one strand through the button shank. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use that one. I think I'm going to use the pearl one and see if we can get more than one through here. There we go. We got two. Okay. And then I'm just going to tie this onto our shank. So it's nice and secure. And I like to glue my knots a little bit before I cut the strands. So I'll just put a dot of glue, and then if you're going to cut it real close, definitely glue it. But usually I'll leave a little bit of fringe, so then you can go back and glue it when you're ready. So that does look cute on there, doesn't it? That pearl button, I really like it. And I like it with the cream too. I mean, the turquoise gives it a pop, but I also like this. This is very feminine, you know, I think anyway. So now we're going to make a little loop for our button. So what we're going to start out by doing is we're going to tie another knot. We're going to leave a bit of space there. And we're going to make this loose right now. Okay, guys, because we're going to want to make sure that our button will go through the hole that we make with our hemp. So I'm going to put my button through it. Okay. And you want to make sure you have enough room that it's not tight, a tight squeeze. Okay. You want to have it snug, but not excessively tight. Okay. If that makes sense. So let's work that down. And I'm working it down and kind of leaving it loosey-goosey as I'm working it down. You can even take a little tool if you need to and put in there just to kind of give you a little bit of flexibility with it. You know, if you have a mandrel or something like that, like a knitting needle, crochet hook, something like that you could put in there just to kind of help you guide it down. That works too. Okay, so let's make sure we're not too tight. I think I want to loosen her up just a little bit. Okay. Try it again just to make sure. All right. Tighten her up a hair, I think. So let's just slide her back down just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this. I'm going to glue the knot and then leave a little bit of the hemp on there. Okay. So, I mean, guys, that was a half-hour project, but I mean, I think it's really cute. And if you want to cut these down or if you want to leave them longer and tie beads on, you can certainly do that, the strands on the end, because that'll just add to the beauty of it. But I think it came out pretty good. And you play with the pearls, play with the color of hemp, you know. I would like to do like a light pink one with these cream pearls, or even light pink pearls with the cream hemp. I mean, turquoise is always beautiful with everything. So that kind of gives you the update there. So we got a quick project this week. Let me turn my camera around here. Okay. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to turn my lights back up here, guys. And don't forget, if you're looking for products, my Linktree is in the description, as always. I'm going to take this down so it's not in my grill. So, we go. And did Jane just make it in? Oh, I didn't see Jane. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. And I will be giving you updates on the puppy as it progresses. And I think that's all. Make sure that if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, that you do that and head on over to Miss Amber's channel and do the same. Make sure you have joined our Queen Beads Facebook group. If you have not, that is also in my links in my Linktree, that you can just head on over and ask to join, and we'll be happy to have you. We're growing our group right now, so it seems like everything's kind of coming together on it, and we're growing, and we'd like to have you along with us for the ride. So, Terry, you're very welcome. Yes, pup dates and healing thoughts to Amber as well. Yes, absolutely, guys. So, quick one this week, but I will, if Miss Amber's feeling good enough next week, she'll teach. If not, you'll have me again. So, I'll see y'all next week, and thanks so much for joining me today. See you next time.